Morning, everybody. Welcome to Open Door for you that are here and on Facebook Live. Hello, this is Chad Wheeler. I'm the Executive Director here at Open Door. We've got some huge news that we're going to announce today right here. We're so excited to be here to share this news with you. It's been something that behind the scenes we've been working hard for, praying about for a long time, and finally we are at the point where we can share this with you. So before we do, though, I want to just say that for most people in Lubbock, you know about Open Door as a place that works primarily with people experiencing chronic homelessness. Just recently, we've housed our 40th person exiting chronic homelessness into our permanent supportive housing program. That's been a focus of ours for a long time. What a lot of people don't necessarily realize is that Open Door also works with lots of other people who are experiencing all kinds of different issues, from drug addiction to mental health issues, even to sexual assault and sexual violence. For a long time, Open Door has crossed paths, and with homelessness as well, there's a lot of overlap with people who have experienced sexual violence and people who are fleeing sex trafficking. And so about a year ago, Open Door started pursuing an opportunity to develop a housing program, a transitional housing program that will serve victims of sex trafficking and their children. And just this week, we finally heard word that we received the grant application that we submitted. It's been awarded, so we are going to start what is being called the Open Door Survivor Housing Program. And this program will provide 20 units of transitional housing for victims of sex trafficking and their children, with robust, comprehensive supportive services to help them therapeutically, to help them stay housed, to help them transition on to other forms of stable living, including employment and other things that they'll need. And this is a program that will serve the entire South Plains region. So obviously Lubbock is a big player in the South Plains, so we'll be based here. But this will be available to anybody experiencing or who has experienced sex trafficking in this whole region, as well as their children. So what it'll do is it'll provide transitional housing for a period of 6 to 18 months. During that time, people receive case management, counseling, child care, a wide variety of resources to help them adjust to that new environment. So there's a federal strategic plan that addresses sex trafficking in our country, and one of the things that they point out is that housing is a huge need for people to be able to exit a situation of trafficking. A lot of times a person in a trafficking situation is going to feel like, where are they going to go? How can they leave their trafficker? How can they leave this situation without knowing where they're going to be? Going to the streets may seem like an intimidating alternative. I'm just going to be victimized again. I'm just going to be vulnerable again in a new way. So what housing does is it provides just an added opportunity for people to be able to get out of that situation, along with the need for supportive services and counseling and all the other things that go along with supporting survivors of trafficking. The housing component is a big need in our region as well as across the country. So some stats about sex trafficking in our area. When we talk to people about sex trafficking in Lubbock, one of the things that people always say is, that's not happening here, is it? Surely that's happening around the world in foreign countries, but in Lubbock, Texas, is trafficking really a problem? And the reality is, it is a more serious problem than anybody really realizes in our own backyard. So these are stats from 2017, but in 2017, 40% of the 434 people experiencing homelessness in Lubbock reported having experienced sexual or physical violence. So again, the overlap between homelessness and trafficking, sexual violence is a very real problem. And so that's why we felt like, one of the big reasons why we felt like this was a good fit for Open Door, because of the fact that we work with so many people who also experience these issues while being homeless. Additionally, 69 of the 462 sexual assault cases reported by Voice of Hope, they were sex trafficking cases. So 69 cases in 2017, that's a lot of people who are experiencing sex trafficking, and many of those may need the support that a transitional housing program can provide. Again, this is such an exciting opportunity for Open Door. It is an opportunity for Lubbock and the South Plains region to add to the much needed services for survivors of sex trafficking in our area.